Okay, let's talk about Christmas. It's that time of year again. We've got the lights, the music, the slightly too tight sweaters. We do all these things. We bring a whole tree inside our house. Can you imagine explaining that to someone for the first time? Yes, we cut down a perfectly good tree and put it in the living room. Then we stare at it. It's a bit wild when you think about it. But where did all this stuff come from? Who decided, you know what this cold, dark winter needs? A tree indoors, a man in a red suit. That's a big question. And it turns out, these stories are pretty important. They shape how we celebrate today. Long, long ago, before there were shopping malls or online delivery. Winters were tough. I mean really tough. It was cold. It was dark. And people just wanted a little bit of hope, a little bit of light to get them through. So, many different cultures had their own winter festivals. Think of them as the original holiday parties. They were all about celebrating the return of the sun and keeping spirits high. The word Christmas itself came from an old church service, a Mass for Christ, celebrating the birth of Jesus. But a lot of the traditions we love, the fun stuff, they actually came from these older, cozy winter customs from all over the place. Let's look at a timeline. It's not a straight line. It's more like a tangled string of Christmas lights. You know the one. You pull it out of the box, and it's a complete mess. That's kind of what this history is like. It starts with ancient winter solstice festivals. Then a kind-hearted bishop named Nicholas shows up in the 4th century. Fast forward a bunch, and you have Germans putting up trees in the 16th century. Then Swedes are wearing candle hats. It's a lot. And all these separate little stories started to bump into each other and mix together. It's like a big holiday potluck of traditions. So, why does any of this matter now? Because understanding where these traditions came from helps us see what Christmas is really about. It's about people coming together to find light in the darkness. It's about sharing stories. So, let's get into it. Santa Claus. Big guy, red suit, knows if you've been bad or good, which is a little creepy, but we go with it. Where did he come from? He started as a real person. His name was Nicholas. He was a bishop in the 4th century in a place that is now Turkey. He wasn't jolly and he didn't have a sleigh. He was known for being incredibly kind and generous. The original secret giver, dropping off presents and not sticking around. One famous story, a poor man with 3 daughters. He couldn't afford to get them married. Nicholas secretly tossed 3 bags of gold into their house at night. Some say he tossed them through a window. They landed in stockings hanging by the fire to dry. Sound familiar? Stockings by the fire. After he passed, people didn't forget him. His story spread across Europe. People celebrated his feast day on December 6th, a day for gift-giving, especially children. A pre-Christmas warm-up. In different countries, he got different names and different looks. In the Netherlands, they called him Sinterklaas. A tall, serious bishop. He rode a white horse. He had helpers who kept track of who was naughty or nice. The original list maker. Dutch settlers brought Sinterklaas to America. In the melting pot, his story changed. Sinterklaas slowly morphed into Santa Claus. He got a new outfit from poets and illustrators. He became the jolly, round character we know today. He traded his horse for reindeer and moved to the North Pole. The Santa we know is a mix of a real kind-hearted saint and a lot of creative storytelling. He's a true global icon. Okay, the Christmas tree. Let's be honest, it's the centerpiece of the whole operation. It's where the presents go. It's what the cat tries to climb. But who was the first person to look at a pine tree and say, I gotta get that in my house? Well, we have Germany to thank for that. For centuries, people in Germany and other parts of Northern Europe used evergreen branches to decorate their homes during the dark winter. Evergreens were special because they stayed green all year. They were a symbol that life would return. This tradition of using branches eventually grew into using the whole tree. By the 16th century, some people in Germany started bringing small fir trees into their homes. They would decorate them with things they had around, like apples, nuts, paper roses, These were called paradise trees and were part of plays about Adam and Eve. It was meant to represent the tree of life in the Garden of Eden. Then someone had a brilliant, if slightly dangerous idea. Let's put candles on it. Real, actual fire on a dry tree. Indoors. But they did it, attaching candles with wax or pins, and on Christmas Eve lighting them up. Imagine how magical that looked in a dark room before electricity. It was like having a constellation of stars right there in your living room. The tree became a symbol of light and hope, a beacon in winter darkness. The tradition was mostly a German thing for a long time. Then, in the 1800s, it went global. Queen Victoria, with her German husband Prince Albert, was sketched in a newspaper around a decorated tree. It became the height of fashion. Suddenly trees were popping up in England, America. Magazines showed families gathered around glowing trees. The simple German custom had become an international symbol of family, togetherness, and holiday magic. Now let's travel north to Sweden. It gets really dark there in the winter. I'm talking, is it nighttime or just Tuesday afternoon? Dark. So, it makes sense that their big winter celebration is all about light. One of their most beautiful traditions is St. Lucia's Day on December 13th. This day kicks off the Christmas season, and it is absolutely stunning. It's a festival of light that combines ancient Norse traditions about the winter solstice with the story of a Christian saint. The star of the show is a young woman, or often the eldest daughter in a family, chosen to portray St. Lucia. She wears a white gown with a red sash and, here's the best part, a crown of actual lit candles on her head. People back then were very brave. She leads a procession of other children, also in white, and they go from room to room, singing songs. She brings coffee and special saffron buns, called lussekatter, to her family. It's like the most magical room service you could ever imagine. Long ago, people believed the long night of the winter solstice was a dangerous time when dark spirits were out and about. So, they would stay up all night with big fires to stay safe. Later, this got mixed with the legend of St. Lucia, a young Christian girl who was martyred for her faith. The story goes that she would secretly bring food to persecuted Christians hiding in tunnels, and to light her way, she wore a wreath of candles on her head so her hands would be free to carry things. This combination of an ancient need for light and a story of selfless giving is what makes the tradition so powerful. St. Lucia's Day is a reminder that even in the deepest darkness, a single light can bring hope and warmth. It's about service and bringing comfort to others. The image of a young girl bringing light and food into a dark home is such a beautiful symbol for the start of the holiday season. So, we have a generous saint from Turkey, a tree tradition from Germany, and a festival of light from Sweden. How did all of these things end up in the same holiday party? It happened slowly, over time, as people moved around and shared their stories. Think about it. When people immigrate to a new country, they don't just bring their suitcases. They bring their food, their music, and their traditions. And in a place like America, all these different customs got thrown into a big, festive blender. And what came out was the modern Christmas we know. The figure of Santa Claus is the perfect example of this holiday potluck. He got his name from the Dutch Sinterklaas. He got his gift-giving gig from the original St. Nicholas. His red suit was standardized by an artist working for Coca-Cola ads in the 1930s. His reindeer and sleigh came from a famous poem from 1823 called "'Twas the Night Before Christmas." He's a patchwork quilt of ideas, stitched together by poets, artists, and advertisers over hundreds of years. Each culture added a little something to the story until he became the Santa we all know and love. It wasn't invented by one person or one culture. It was built by everyone. It's a holiday that grew out of a basic human need to find light when things are dark, to share what we have with others, and to come together with the people we love. The tree, the lights, the gifts. They are all just symbols of that deeper desire for hope and connection. So as you celebrate this year, remember the long, winding, and wonderful story that brought us here. It's a story of giving, a story of light, and a story that belongs to all of us. And that's a beautiful thing.